It might be cheaper if we just invested
Go ahead and have
2
some.
transit passes or 1 transit pass, and then we trade it amongst everyone who goes out there. It'd be at $60 a month, and then we could guarantee that we have our end stacked. Because we could have transit for people going out.
We need to really take advantage of this opportunity.
Right, I agree.
That's why I jumped on that shit so quickly. So it's like, look, sign me up, sorry. That's why I signed myself up.
So that's why I was happy about that zip car and car share thing I did. So the zip car was $60 a year.
You brought that device with you?
So we could actually have something
Returning it, right?
yeah, within groups. But it's not like something that we can approve of. It's each person's decision.
That's one of the
But
best.
somebody said something about car sharing that says a whole lot cheaper rate.
That's why
Are we on proposals?
committee should have budgets for stuff like that.
Are we doing proposals?
This is a budgetary
Got that,
item.
I
This is
got
why
here,
we should have
Ustream.
a budget. Because something like
This
this.
isn't the finance committee. This is kind of a gray area.
Yeah,
This
this is.
Are we doing proposals or are we just talking?
We haven't even started.
Discussion right now, waiting for.
Not even started yet. We can start. I mean, we want to something.
We know she's going to be here, though. She's always just a little
Can I
late.
bring up an issue just so we can talk about it now? So,
Until Susan comes in, basically.
I brought the Wi-Fi device. We're returning them both, right?
I have to be ready to, because I'm going to go talk to Best Buy.
Say again? You have to be ready to.
Yes,
You're
they
gonna
have
try
a
to keep them?
What?
You're gonna try to keep them.
You try to return them. My
I'm just
credit is
interested.
on the line here. They've dropped our service from unlimited to 3 gigabytes a month. And I'm not happy with that. If I continue to act in the contract, then I'll be in dishonor when I take them to small claims court. So the honorable thing, I'm going to go to Best Buy with them, talk to them, talk to their supervisors, get on the phone, talk to whoever I have to talk to, and then if I'm not satisfied, then I probably will hand them in, cancel my contract.
What could they potentially do that would have you not cancel? They would give you back unlimited service.
Which they can't do. It's not in their system anymore to do that. The only thing I would be happy with is if they would let me cancel those contracts, because if I would have known all the facts that I have now, I would have just gotten 2 phones with unlimited. Because they can be tethered to a computer if you need a computer.
This is the 110 that's going out for the budget.
What?
Yes, the 110.
Because I haven't actually seen them ever being used.
They're both here.
I can't hear you. What did you say?
Ryan's had one for like
This is for the budget.
You've had one for how long? You've had that one kind of mostly for the last month.
A month.
And intermittently for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's going to be one of my proposals too, is that we figure out the most inexpensive like hotspot service, and we get a couple hotspots, one for the live stream team, one for communications on the ground, which I'm going to continue to be a part of, and potentially one for y'all, because you guys have used one for a while now, and I think it's been effective.
That
for
one's
you.
we've just been on the ground most, and it's been
That's
down
what I'm
here
saying.
for whoever needs it.
Exactly. Another on the ground. So
Yeah.
live stream team, communications on the ground, and an on the ground Wi-Fi. I'm probably gonna. So I'm not coming with a proposal to this meeting.
I mean,
but I wanted to come with a
communications
discussion.
and on the ground, I think are the same. So I think it's live stream and communication.
Okay.
And live
That's
stream
great.
doesn't really need them anymore because now live stream has phones. It ends up being a lot better with phones because you don't have to carry your computer. It's more mobile
I think
and it
it's
lasts longer.
really important for us to have a Wi-Fi hotspot for
I
live
think-
stream for when we go and do actions, and people that don't have 3G on their phone but have devices that can live stream if they are hooked up to a
But
Wi-Fi tether.
Personally, and we're just discussing
live
this,
stream.
I think that those hotspots need to be dedicated to protest sites, so that we always have at the protest site a hotspot. Now that can roam for
Meetings.
well, I mean potentially. I mean, we would want more than
Really
one in
effective
my
at
mind.
meetings.
I think we would want more than one, but
Yeah.
always have one deployed at the protest site. And then when we have a march, then they could just go with the march. But all we gotta do is put a little amplifier on them, and we can make a huge signal. That's what they were doing at JHP. There was just one little hotspot that had that whole JHP.
So I can reach out to like noise bridge people and the people that know more about that, and then I can also, I'd appreciate help with this, but I can do it myself. Look into the best deals we can get on a
They've
hotspot.
already informed us. Noise
You already
Bridge,
know?
There's a local place that just has no contract, $50 a month, unlimited 4G. That's what was
Great.
going on at the Noise Bridge down at JHP.
Maybe you know this. Rachel was going to give a teaching on WordPress. I've been studying it myself for a while.
Is that today?
She said, I got it written down as Sunday. He believed he heard the 8th
I'll be
on
there
Monday.
Monday the 8th
So
is
is
what I
it?
heard.
We're not sure if it's Monday or Sunday.
I'll be
I'm
there
pretty
whenever
sure.
it is. If I remember.
Yeah, I would recommend everyone.
So, I mean, I can send her an email to find out the exact date, but I'm pretty sure it's Sunday, and I was going to be there.
That's great.
So I was just wondering,
This is great.
do you know?
Do I know when it is?
Yeah.
I thought it was Sunday the 8th, so now I'm confused. If this
What is
Sunday's the
Sunday?
7th? I don't know.
Today is Friday the 5th. Saturday is Sunday the 7th.
Yeah.
Monday the 8th. I think it's the 8th.
I thought it was Sunday.
I could just be totally wrong. Or maybe there's two different meetings. Maybe there's two different ones. Maybe one's on WordPress, one's on the website.
She might give two shits. I don't know about Twitter. I've never really used Twitter.
Yeah.
Doesn't somebody have Susan's phone? We could ask her if she's going to be here soon. And
What
that
time?
way
What
we
time
could,
is it?
Maybe I could. It's past 2:30.
Yeah.
2:30. Okay.
Let's
Well,
move
we
things.
should just start.
Yeah. Already like proposals or agenda items of that.
This was the discussion. Reading of minutes for approval. Reportbacks, turn-ins for working group funds, requests and proposals for this working group, general discussion. And I didn't really want to facilitate this meeting, but
You don't want to facilitate it?
I did not want to. If anybody else wants to volunteer, I just had the notes from the last time, and I didn't bring a hard copy of Susan's because I don't have access to a printer.
Yeah. Obviously, getting the minutes here is going to be a hit and miss thing. We wanted to start the meeting with reading the prior minutes, but we don't have them.
If you want minutes, as long as this is rolling, you have minutes online.
Well, the thing is I
It's a little
have
different
some
context.
minutes, so we can approve these some minutes for temporary purposes until we get Susan's minutes.
And do we have a laptop?
I
Get a
am
laptop.
going to
Right now?
a meeting on food and housing for the January 20th actions at Mutiny Radio. So I just want to check in first, and then I'll be right back after that.
Hopefully they have the posters.
Posters there and
We printed out 2,700 of them last night.
and you are
11 by 17.
aware of those?
They should be coming back to the city now. They're in Berkeley. They had to drive.
Cool, yeah. All right, well, send
Is
some
that
up to
what
Mutiny
press
Radio.
is, Berkeley? Oh yeah, everything is going according to plan.
So I'll volunteer to read the previous minutes, and maybe you can just facilitate each of us, so we don't have to
Since
have
we have a small group.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can facilitate ourselves.
Okay.
But we do need someone doing minutes. Should I do minutes?
Sure.
Does anyone have a piece of paper?
Right now, somebody's on live stream online going.
And I can do it right here.
I thought Sunday was January.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
but they
think
can
it
tell
is.
us that unless they have
No,
one of
I
our
mean,
phone numbers.
All I know is I wrote down what I wrote down.
So if they were in
So maybe
contact
she
with us
said it
from their
wrong
home
one
and
time.
gave us their phone
Figured
number
it out.
and then called us during this meeting or sent us a message before this meeting started, I could volunteer to take notes. And then when we reread them for the next meeting, we'd be able to approve them or not. If they wanted to do it online. Thanks. Online participation's cool. So the reading of previous minutes for approval for temporary. These are facilitators' notes, not the official notes. So these are going to be interim notes, I guess. For finance meeting Wednesday the 4th.
Someone have a better pen. Someone gave me this.
And by the way, today's the 6th.
Today's the 6th.
Erwin James says.
So
It's the
the 8th
6th or
is
the
Sunday.
11th day.
And Erwin, this is a finance meeting.
So the reading of previous minutes approved by 5 other beginning finance meetings was done. We talked about Adora and the checks that we wrote that may bounce, and our responsibility in paying for all the fees that finance working group caused in that process. There was a Bolerium check for the archivers group under Mark Barrier, discussed, and it still has not been cashed. There was a $3.02 turned in for the end of the night on January 2nd. Mike had a $157 receipt for storage paid through January 31st, 2012. They talked about, there's a discussion about zip cars, car share, suggestions for working group budgets. Sustainability was working on budgets and budget officers. The budget officer said, or maybe a representative of sustainability was here talking about that. There was concerns about redoing procedures that are already in place, and maybe just to make them more clear or learn them ourselves.
They should be printed on the web.
Responsible for learning the procedures of our own committee. A statement of account for September to December of 2011 was emailed by Susan, and I can confirm that I got that in the email. And if anybody else would like to confirm that they got it in their email, John, get Susan's 3-month statement of the previous account.
No, my computer's still defunct.
Okay, I checked my email this morning, and that's when I received it. Matt researched lawyers for the attorney-client trust fund possibility. No, that's Mark. And he still is waiting for more further contact. Mark and Matt. Mike researched 3 fiscal sponsors, and they were saying what are our responsibilities as a fiscal sponsor. And he told them, and the lowest rate he was quoted was 7% of the general fund would go to the fiscal sponsor. There was a suggestion by him for non-fiscal sponsorability for this purpose. Mark tried to work with James, who was not present. Rob tried to have a budget officers meeting proposed and decided at General Assembly on Tuesday, and it was tabled by the General Assembly facilitator to be discussed at the General Assembly discussion, but there was no General Assembly discussion because the meeting broke up. Inaccurate?
It just got too long. They're just intern minutes, right?
Okay. Request. Business was disabled by the account holders, so there needs to be a changeover for the approvals, and officers will work it out. Finance and account will work it out and bring it back to finance. Proposals, Mark's procedures. There are 3 in total. 2 are about. There are 3 in total, but there are 5 on the thing, and we got it back down to 3 because 2 of them are just similar things that were copies of previous edits. There's petty cash, general requests, which Mark was asking for approval on, and then there was budget committees, which he's still working on when it came, so he will be working on the things. Rob set the next, asked us to set the next agenda meeting for finance. Note approval, report back turn in with the working group, requests, proposals, and then general discussion. And then also on proposals, there was a decision that we would discuss Mark's proposals first, and then the second thing we would talk about is our mission statement for this working group. There's a general discussion, there was the breakup for last meeting. We needed a process for the meeting or better facilitation team. Even if the concerns for the finance request is legitimate, we have to consider the process. If our process is clear and transparent, it should be followed, but it was not. And There was claims, and those are withdrawn. Food was discussed as an emergency proposal because it was seen thrown away, but it was rebutted with this is not a daily thing. So that was just part of our general discussion.
All right. Thank you. Announcements that I have. Our current balance is $9,494.13. The only thing that went out
Is this a report back?
Yeah, I'm just going to give a report of what we have at hand.
Okay, so wait, can we get back to the minutes real quick? Do we approve the minutes? Well, those aren't even the minutes, so we don't need to approve those this time.
For the interim.
Yeah.
For temporary.
Yeah. Without prejudice, because I do object to some of the language. I think some of it is inaccurate, but for the
Okay, well, we can edit it now.
for the lack of binding, these cannot be official minutes. We'll just skip that. So let me just add. Normally we would vote to approve these minutes, but this is we don't have last week's official minutes. So all right. So on to number 2, report backs. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, report backs or turn-ins for working groups.
Okay. Since we have no finance committee requests, well, the report backs would be first anyway. So, do we have any report backs?
I'm sorry to jump the gun like I did a second ago. I just want to say the current balance, which is $9,494.13. The only disbursement we had last week was $290 for printing.
What is it? 9494. And what?
The only disbursement we had the last time we met was $290 for the printing. We have receipts on actually everything except for what isn't there yet.
That wasn't the only disbursement.
Well, that was the only one.
Oh no, when
From
we
the
went
general
to the
fund.
bank.
Yeah, that was the only one.
Okay, so what was the date on that? That was just that was the 4th.
That is exactly what's in the everything else is accounted for.
290.
Here's general fund. If you want to record that. Here's the petty cash, and because some money wasn't paid out, I carried it over with the balance that we currently have. I'm still putting some of the stuff together.
Yeah. That's too far away for anybody to see it if they wanted to see it.
But I mean, I'm making sure that there are receipts for everything. The only thing that don't have receipts haven't actually been paid out yet physically. So we're actually doing really well.
We'll give everybody, since they say they can't see anything online and stuff, a close-up view of the books
I don't care.
as they are now. No,
That's what I was doing. I got a couple of YouTube posts with my with the bank statements. I couldn't get
This
them
is
on,
some of
on
my
the web, so
horrible
I
accounting.
tweeted them.
Since I'm still trying to find out a
I
procedure,
posted them to YouTube and then tweeted
I'm
the
just
links.
going with numbers.
oh, yeah, as long as the numbers match up.
No, they do.
Mark has them.
There was a short of actually $5.
Not just Mark, but Matt also.
But,
Okay.
you know, I think considering what we came from,
Yeah.
being $5 off is actually beautiful. Especially since we have receipts on everything that's actually been paid out.
Okay.
So I'm okay with, you know, a few bucks here and there, just, you know, being put in the wrong pocket, whatnot. I don't really care about that. The fact that we
Come
have
on now.
all
Don't
the
talk like
numbers,
that.
We're making huge progress.
Yeah.
I mean, we're making huge progress.
Okay, so where are we off to next? That was a
I don't know
report
what
back?
happened to the $5, by the way. I just don't. We did have an unusual petty cash situation where we pulled out like 6 something, and normally pull out 3. And there was some unusual procedures taken, but I don't know what happened to the $5.
It's just.
But now,
I
now
think
we're
we'll
going to
just-
separate the petty cash from the finance committee disbursements and from the donations collected, because they were all going into the same spot, and then it just got a little, I don't know. just got a little.
Well, we shouldn't be
something got
keeping,
mixed up.
Yeah, we shouldn't be keeping money that's coming in with money that's in petty cash.
Absolutely.
And you know
And
what?
we agreed on
after the way things have been run for the last few months, the
Without
fact that
an
we're
accountant.
$5 off and we have receipts for everything is beautiful. I mean, it's definitely a step in the right direction.
Yeah, we've needed an accountant since October 3rd.
As an archiver, I'm trying to rebuild the historical timeline, and I'm going to try to get the historical timeline consensus line by the Occupy San Francisco, because it's a Occupy San Francisco timeline.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to take as many viewpoints as I can from everybody, and it'll be a long project.
Yeah, I'll probably have a considerable amount of objections and assertions of fact.
I'll probably have
I've heard a
nearly
lot
book
of
for just the first-
misperceptions or misrepresentations of how things began, when they began.
There's a lot of subjective opinions,
Right,
and
right,
there's experiences that need to be talked about.
right.
Not
That's interesting. It's going to be quite.
That would be awesome to get rid of all the rhetoric.
But that was just for the historical timeline. We're going to build that.
All right.
We're going to take in.
So
finance
today's the
with it.
6th.
Quite frankly, I think we're on the right page, though. We're moving in the right direction.
Okay, moving in the right
Absolutely.
direction.
So, do we have any other report backs?
Actually,
I
I
don't-
kind of have one, and it's little related and a little unrelated to finance. Given the printing situation, we should try to funnel all printing in the future and requests towards a centralized printing designation. You know, I mean, in the future, if I'm not here, try to push all the printing. We have a printing outlet now where it's only the cost of ink and paper.
So, do you want to
And-
start a printing
and-
group so
and
that
bus
other
fare.
people know where it's at
Yeah.
and can get in
But
contact with
if
those
I'm
persons?
not here for whatever reason, because I got to work next Friday, you know, I mean, all printing requests, you know, send them to me because I'm volunteering at this printing shop. But let's try to actually like streamline how we print so we can save a shitload of money. I mean, this is really a good opportunity.
If we got it so that 3 days a week we had people volunteering, and then our people knew that during those time slots, all they got to do is email a PDF, and they can get whatever they want printed for the cost of paper.
Even donated paper if we get far
Yeah.
enough advance. I mean,
Yeah.
I
it's
see
So-
one problem with that the
What?
printing work people have to do
What?
is if an individual does it, then they can do out their own stories and whatever they want. But the only problem is you only have so many volunteers, and it might get convoluted by the amount of stuff that comes in.
And this is like a
So
large-scale printing place. I think.
Yeah,
I mean,
this is
no matter what job we have, we're gonna knock it off like that. It took a long time last time. Yeah, but you were doing like poster printing. Most of our printing is just black and white paper. That's just gonna be, you know, how many numbers do we push?
Most
Wow.
of our printing.
It's a
now-
lot more than that, but I
Right.
mean, this
Yeah.
is a vehicle in
Yes,
order
but-
to like really get the word out.
I mean,
I'm very
this is
excited
a
about it.
serious. I mean, we're like going to someone's like room or office or house or, you know, sometimes we go to a printing shop. But I mean, our printing in the in terms of printing, it's minuscule. I mean, when you go into a large scale commercial shop, I mean, the 10,000 prints is nothing of 8.5 by 11.
They said they'd be able to do broadsheets pretty soon.
All right, I'm going to help facilitate this meeting. Can we stay on topic here?
Yeah.
This is
Well,
finance, not printing.
sorry.
Yes,
we've
but
gotten
we
that out.
also
out.
agreed.
Quick
We also
announcement.
agreed that this is small enough. We don't have any major items, and we're gonna just self-facilitate.
No, that was just an
All right.
announcement that if there is printing, let's
If
try to funnel it to
If he's-
the
if
most
he's here-
logical place.
He's part of our group, so he's.
No, he's right. He's right.
I know, but I was
What do we
also
have- what do we have
reminding him
next,
that we
though?
already
Oh.
agreed that we were gonna just.
What do we have
Right.
next, though?
Self-facilitate.
But yes, what else do we have?
We got off topic.
I need to get.
Just, I mean, in
Sorry.
general, I think
Here's a good discussion.
This has been a considerable amount of the finance committee's time debating. We get these really large printing costs, and it looks like it's not the most affordable solution. People are like, buy a 12-pack of cartridges. refill toner cartridges, no problem. But this situation
He's actually
is
right.
way
This is something we'll work on separately. I just wanted to bring it to the attention that printing that comes in the future should move towards the most financially viable spot. We should move on. I mean,
Well, yeah, I mean,
For the arguments group,
It is a little off topic, I admit.
I left my
But it doesn't
notebook for the
Doesn't-
facilitation working group note taker,
Yeah.
and the check is no longer there. I'm going to go to Valerian Books and ask them to stop the payment on that check. So I need the copies of that check back because it's no longer in this notebook. So I didn't have my eyes on it for 30 minutes, and the check's gone. So I need to ask them to stop the payment of that check. And,
Did that get into last week's minutes? The thing about that check?
Yeah, because it was a check and it was not
Right,
approved
I
by
remember.
anybody, but it was discussed
Yeah.
a little bit. But it's just a report back to a working group, so we don't have to discuss it right now if we don't want to.
are those two copies of the same thing?
Yeah, you can hold on to it.
That's just what you get.
Our little document squirrel.
Well, there's one for you and one for So do you think we have,
I'm very excited about
you
this.
said we don't have any requests?
Well, there's one, but Mike took my bag. There was one for like $11 on Bradley Manning's birthday, our 3rd month anniversary. This guy who's been involved with this from the very beginning took it upon himself to get like an $11 or $12 bottle of sparkling cider or champagne, and he thinks it's legitimate since, you know, Bradley Manning's birthday and our anniversary, and, you know, I definitely, you know, see how it was a
That's
good
shady.
idea, but, you know, I think these kind of unilateral decisions are, you know, taking, you know, our unilateral responsibility.
Well, you know what?
So-
We don't have that request, so we don't have to deal with this.
In our
But that's
procedures,
only my fault. It's from an individual. I mean, I can show it to you as soon as Mike gets
Does
back.
it follow
In our
proper
procedures?
procedures?
in our procedures,
Well, it's not from a committee.
All right, so it doesn't follow procedures, so this is a petty cash issue. You deal with it how you want.
Oh.
Yep. Just passing the buck right there.
Okay.
But I mean, this isn't something that we should actually discuss. I mean, this is a petty cash issue, and it sounds like a
Okay.
personal issue.
Thank you for clarifying.
so the next is.
I don't like that much discretion, but I'll just.
wait,
try
and
and
as far as you
exercise
said,
it
no
objectively.
requests, that was for financial requests, or
Financial requests are in the procedures that we're trying to do, and right now the procedures are they're supposed to have a committee budget officer present, and that was consented upon by a General Assembly. We also had a proposal by the accountants for the time.
so since I'm one of those, or one from Livestream, what I wanted to ask the committee or the finance committee here was, there's a freeze on the funds. Are we still going to continue paying for Livestream?
You know, there is
I mean,
a
you guys sub-
quasi freeze on the fund. But
Okay.
I mean, it's more or less a statement that we're not really
It's a
running things.
I mean, to me, it's a financial freeze because the
Right.
General Assembly said until we got our transparent processes down, and
Okay.
working groups could ask for funds. So I think right now where we're at is we have a processes, and then Mark's procedures will help clarify the processes even more further. So we are able to do it because that was their conditions, to make it clear and transparent and open to the public.
Right.
And
Well,
then-
that's why I'm here doing this and why I've been doing this. And this device that I paid for enables me to continue working on a 24-hour basis and have contact. And as you know, the funding is being for the service, which covers 2 phones at this time. for my plan, and he's also got his plan. What I wanted to know is those plans are things that we as a group obligated into prior to the freeze. Now, if those don't get paid, well, his is a different matter, but if these get shut off, it affects not only my credit, but also my ability to work in the movement the way that I have. So I want to know is it grandfathered in?
So that was discussed last meeting.
Okay, well, I wasn't here because I can't always be here.
Right, and we decided that financial group would honor
Okay.
the request made before the General Assembly decided to freeze our ability to move the account.
Can I get on stack?
Thank you. That's all I wanted to know on that. Thank you for the information.
Can I get on stack? I think the issue with the account was that since it's in individuals' names and not under a bar license that has, that an attorney's not gonna, violate, we froze the account so that it was more symbolic than anything, because either one of the signers can unfreeze the account, but we declared under penalty of perjury that both the signers declared under penalty of perjury that we would not withdraw from the account unless we had GA approval. So we will open it up for regular business once the GA approves our procedures, and we have all the positions in those procedures filled. We didn't previously have an accountant, so
I don't think we actually need you to approve our procedures. We just need them to be posted on the website and them to be transparent.
Well,
we already
approve of the state of our procedures.
I think transparency should be, we should have as many of those and as many people's hands in supporting those people as possible, because that is transparency right there.
And this is why I've been saying we need to move on with these damn procedures. I brought it up 3 different times in a row.
We've had procedures. The procedures weren't the problem. We didn't have an accountant. We've had 2 accountants, and neither one of them functioned. Neither one of them took reports.
Hey, you
Neither
have
one
2
of them-
accountants right now, and both of them are functioning.
Well, one. Only one's really been here.
For the last 2 months.
The other one went away with duties to report back and failed to do so. And there's only 4 of us here now. I mean, you can see how things have digressed. I mean, when you have 3 people trying to run. I know, but I'm just saying. I mean, a lot of times we'd only have 3 people show up.
So there's no way to get
It'd
a
be
laptop right now
Todd.
to approve these procedures?
What?
Because I have the procedures on my zip right now. All we have to do is look over them and modify them slightly if you guys think it needs to be done.
We don't have a computer though.
And,
We have the computer. It's called James has a computer. All we need to do to approve it is to go to a place where we have electrical power, which could be a local coffee shop,
Hello.
a local business.
Might I interject real quickly? Mike is down there charging stuff with his computer on where I suggested we go to earlier.
And also, if
Should we go down to Subway then?
I don't care. I'd like to actually get these passed and posted as soon as possible.
Let's
we
go down
need
to
we could
Subway.
Also,
I gotta go
read
to
them off
Starbucks.
somebody's
I have a
phone.
computer.
We were waiting for Susan. She didn't show up.
Yeah.
We had our meeting. We got to move on. There's a computer there.
Yeah, let's pass these
All right.
and put them on the net. I don't
We'll be
think there's
back
going
in
to be
5 minutes.
any trouble with your live stream account because we're actually taking care of business.
Right.
I mean,
Here, we'll cut.
well, fucking.